As you know folks, all guns in Blox Fruits have been reworked, so in this video I'm gonna show you all reworked guns and how to obtain them all in every sea. Let's start from the first 3 guns in the first sea: Slingshot, Flintlock and Musket. Why 3 already? That's because you can buy all of them in just one place, from the weapon dealer in the middle town. They all starter guns, so they have cheap prices. The Slingshot costs only 5,000 and has 2 skills: Ink Bomb, which releases an octopus who grabs enemies, pretty good for stopping NPCs and need only 20 mastery. And the second one is Proximity Bomb, requires only 40 mastery and which fires a bomb which explodes near the enemy and knock him back a little. Pretty good weapon for beginners because of cheap price and low mastery requirements. But look how cool the octopus looks. Damn. You also can upgrade it at blacksmith to increase damage to 25%, for 5 leather, which you can find almost everywhere, for example from pirate village NPCs, and 5 angel wings, which you can get from NPCs in Skyline location. The next gun is Musket. The M1 has a long distance and good knockback, pretty handy I can say. The Draconic Bullet skill has also knockback, combining with M1 won't let enemies reach you, and the skill Torching Shot can deal a lot of AoE damage, so this gun will be good for farming, especially bosses. You can upgrade damage by 25% for 5 fish tails, which you can find in underwater location, and 5 leather. The third weapon is Flintlock. You can buy it also here for 10,500. This gun also good for beginners. M1 does good damage but has a long reload. The skill Concentrated Shot needs only 15 mastery and can stun enemies, and Marksman Fury has good AoE damage. The gun is interesting. You even can start to try making combos with it, but don't expect anything special from it. Don't forget to upgrade it for 5 magma ores, which drops on the magma island, and 5 leather. So as you see, new weapons are much better than old ones. Well, for the next weapon we have to go to the Marine Fortress location. Here, near the Vice Admiral spawn, hides an advanced weapon dealer who sells actually the same weapons but better. The first one is Refined Slingshot, the better version of the basic Slingshot. M1 is the same but skills are a bit different. The first one is Ink Swarm, also fires an octopus, but now it leaves the small ones afterwards, which are like mines. If the enemy will stand on it, it explodes, but frankly I didn't see how much damage it deals. The last one is Cluster Bomb, also throws a bomb but now it falls apart and other bombs can deal damage too. Pretty good weapon for farming, especially if you have no fruits. For upgrading on plus 20% damage you'll need 10 metal scraps, which you can find almost anywhere, but try the pirate village. And also you'll need 10 angel wings. Okay, refined Flintlock, but now it's dual Flintlock. Actually it's supposed to be Flintlocks because now there are 2. Anyway, now the gun is OP. I swear I really like it now, and I probably will use it a lot. The M1 does a lot of damage, especially for the first sea weapon. The Splitting Beam skill is sick, does a good AoE damage on a big range. Farming with that will be much easier. And the Bullet Storm, I don't know what to say, just look at that. Amazing skill, deals a lot of damage and has good AoE. What else do you need, huh? To upgrade it, you need 10 metal scraps and 10 magma ores. The last weapon from the NPC is Cannon. I personally don't like it so much because, come on, it's slow, but can be good in grinding. M1 deals a lot of AoE, especially comes in handy for cut down trees. Chain Detonation skill can knock back enemies, which is pretty good, and Incendiary Ammo throws a lot of cannonballs with large AoE. I think this gun will be useful only against groups of enemies, but against single enemy it's hard to use because of the strong knockback. Upgraded version has additional plus 30% damage, which is a lot, and will cost only 5 fish tails, 5 magma ores and 5 leather. So from now on you cannot buy a gun in at sea. Now we have to deserve it. Let's head to Magma Island. Inside the volcano you'll find the boss Magma Admiral, and as you understand you can drop the gun called Magma Blaster with a low chance from these bows. The blaster is interesting, looks sick and skills are good. M1 does AoE damage and not the small one I can say. Scorching Burst looks crazy, deals a lot of damage and stuns an enemy. And Magmatic Pressure Revolver. The skill which you have to hold in control reminds me the C move of that step. Pretty good weapon for farming, especially in the sea. To upgrade it for 20% damage, find 10 fish tails and 10 metal scraps. The last gun in the sea is Bazooka. To get it, head to Skylands. Next, go up to the upper section where you can drop it with a low chance from the boss called Whisper. The weapon is good, has a super long distance range and big AoE, making it very helpful in farming. I personally cutting down trees with that. M1 deals a lot of damage and has good AoE. Heatwave skill fires a line of fire which deals damage to every enemy on the way. And flaring missiles can also deal AoE damage, but also can apply burning damage. The gun is legendary, so don't expect to upgrade it in the first sea. For that you'll need one dark fragment, which you can get only in the second sea from the dark beer bows. Watch my previous video how to do that. 15 dragon scales, which you can drop from Dragon Crew in Hydra Island in the third sea, and 10 magma ores. Yeah, you need a lot. So that's it for that sea. Let's go to the next one. In the second sea we have Acidum Rifle, which you can get from the factory raid. Every 1 hour and 30 minutes starts the factory raid. Go there and destroy or at least deal 10% damage to the factory core. And after that you'll get this gun with a random chance. M1 of that skill deals poison damage over time, which is helpful against players and bosses. The spiky bomb deals damage and stunning enemies, but unfortunately doesn't poison. And the acidic smoke deals a lot of damage and the most important, breaks instinct and disable enemy. He can move but cannot attack or use skills. This gun has high combo potential and good for farming. A lot of people use it, but as for me, I don't like it. I don't know why, just not my type. To upgrade for additional 10% damage, find 8 vampire fangs from vampires in the cave at Graveyard Island in the second sea and 10 leather. The next gun is Kabucha. Sail to remote island and find the NPC the strongest god there. You can buy it for 1500 fragments, which you can get from sea events or raids, for example. M1 works like a machine gun. I swear, the fastest M1 attack of all guns, but the range is short, unfortunately, and damage is decreased. Blazing Phoenix looks stunning, knocking up an enemy and breaks his instinct. Very useful for PvP. The Dragon Tempest has a strong knockback with stun and also breaks instant. Many players choosing this gun as combo extender because moves are great for it, but farming with that gun won't be easy. To upgrade it you have to find 15 dragon scales, 3 vampire fangs and 50 leather. The next weapon is Bizarre Rifle, but now it's Bizarre Revolver. You can obtain it in the cursed ship if you have level 1000. Go there and farm 25 ectoplasm. You can do it anywhere here. After that go downstairs and speak to El Rodolfo. He sells that gun for 25 ectoplasm. Very cheap, but I personally don't like it. I explain later. So M1 looks good, but the main problem is a hitbox. I missed almost every time with that gun, even when I locked on a target properly. I don't know if it's only my problem or what, but write down in the comments, maybe you have the same. Space Bending Blast skill has auto target lock, but somehow I managed to miss it sometimes. And also stuns the enemy for a short time. Dimensional Surge is fast, can break instant, but it has short range, so you have to be close to the enemy. So the weapon is weird and not convenient to use for me. To upgrade it you need 20 leather, 10 agile wings and 5 magma ore for plus 15% damage. That's all for the second sea. It's time to move on. In the third sea you can obtain pretty interesting gun called Serpent Bow, but now it's Venom Bow. To do that, head to the Hydra Island. You can do it fast using portals in a castle in the sea. Just near the portal will be a temple where you can find the boss. The boss used to be called Island Empress, but now it's Hydra Leader. The boss is tough, so be prepared. M1 of this gun deals poison damage over time, which does a lot of damage, super good against bosses. Venomous Spit skill poisons the enemy, which stacks with M1 poison, dealing a lot of damage with instinct break. And Serpent Bite skill stuns an enemy and disable him attacking or use abilities even if his instinct is on. Pretty good gun for PvP and farming. If you want to upgrade it, you need 1 meteorite, which you can get from Fajita bows in the second sea, and 10 metal scraps. The last and probably the best weapon in the third sea is Soul Guitar, which now has name Skull Guitar. Moveset are the same, only the skin has been reworked. The Skull Guitar is hard to get, but it's possible. If you have level 2300, head to the Haunted Castle and wait for the full moon. When it starts, go to the graveyard and find the grave stone where you have to pray. That's how the puzzle starts. I already have a detailed guide how to get soul guitar, watch it, but now I'll explain in short. After you prayed and started a quest, head to the right side of the castle and kill all zombies in that area simultaneously. Head to the graveyard again, and now you have to count graves on each row and select on which side will be more gravestones by clicking on a sign. Go now inside the castle to a secret room with a ghost NPC and speak to it. After that, head outside and memorize the garden where trophy stands. After that, go downstairs in the castle and provide trophy's position. And the last one, press colors on that line with tiles. Just look at the pipe color on the line with tile and choose the matched color. After that, speak to that thing here and craft the guitar. To do that, you need to have 1 dark fragment, 250 ectoplasm, 500 bones, which you can farm in a castle, and 5000 fragments. M1 is great. I love it so much. It has a fast cooldown, large head box, farming trees with that is pleasure. Has a good damage and very long distance. Perfect M1. The next is Soul Shaker. Works the same as X skill of Kabucha, but doesn't break instant, but has huge lag in knockback. You can stun players or even press them to walls. El Diablo has a large AoE and continuous damage, and if someone will hit by this skill, you will heal yourself. All moves are great. I love farming C with this gun, but it's also pretty good in PvP. To upgrade it, for plus 6% damage you'll need 1 dark fragment, 15 dragon scales, and 10 magma ores. As you know guys, we have new gun called Dragon Storm. Unfortunately, I will not include it in this guide because obtaining it is super hard. Soon I'll make a separate detailed guide with which you'll do it fast without any problems.